Hello, everyone. Hope everybody's doing well. Um, Everything is going great. Just wanted to hop on again and just show you another video of basically how profitable option trading can be, especially with the market the way that it is right now. It's very choppy. It's very uncertain. It's very volatile. Um, it's just a lot of unknowns, right? And so one of the things that helps me, I really, as far as like my long term, is in times like this, is to focus on my short term gains. And so again, options trading is a really great way to build capital, whether it's to basically reinvest it back into your long term investments or vehicles, or if you wanted to use it as your main strategy for generating income, or one of your main strategies or income streams. So want to show you again another trade that happened last week. And basically this is with a lot of training and studying and due diligence and practice. You can make these plays just as I do, or these trades just as I do. And so I put out a few posts about technical analysis. And so to go over the post is basically the four key um, indicators that you need to know, you need to truly focus on as a beginner, are one, your volume, which is basically the amount of trades in a particular time, or shares that are being traded at a particular time, or basically how many people are in the market, right, at a particular time, and how much volume. So volume is the amount of trades that are happening. And so that's what volume is. And so it's a great indicator to let you know, like, okay, are there a lot of people in this particular trade right now? Are there a lot of people interested in this particular in trading this particular company? And then we have RSI, which is relative strength index. And so basically here, I forgot to put this back on, but I will. But anyways, it shows you when a stock is, throughout a certain period of time, depending on what period you're looking at. Right now, I have this as a day trade chart. And so this is just, it shows like 5 days or whatever. And I've set it for the opening of market. And this is just on demand. So this is like playing it back. So this is RSI, right? And so as you can see, this particular stock, Lemonade, the day that it opened, basically we're seeing that it's pretty leveled out. Like, you have people buying and selling. It's not oversold, it's not overbought. It's just pretty much consolidating. Everybody's pretty neutral about it, right? And so RSI shows you at times, like, when a particular stock is, when it's selling off, when a lot of traders are trading off. Like, basically it's a really good indicator to show you when to get out of a trade, specifically. And then I forgot to put it on here, but we have our MACD as well, which is a really great indicator. And so what MACD does, it just shows you the trend of a particular stock, right, for whatever period of time. Basically, green is buyers. So as you can see this trend line, as it's going up, you can see, okay, a lot of people that are interested in buying this particular stock option are coming into the market. We're going up, we're going up, we're going up. Still a lot of buyers, a lot of people that are interested. It's going up, and then it levels out, up. Now people are selling it off. We're not interested in that trade anymore. Up, we're interested in the trade, as you can see this green line. And so all of this is aftermarket right here. So this gray area right here is just aftermarket. But if I widen this a little bit more, you can see MACD. Basically, you can just see the fluctuation in MACD. You can say, the buy, the selling off, the buying, the selling, the buying, the selling. So just that trend. And so these are the indicators that are needed. I mean, the most simplest, indicators that are needed, or, that I use to make trades. And so, of course, I recommend anybody that's getting into options, especially as a beginner, to use those particular indicators, just because options can seem overwhelming. And there is a lot of information that is getting out there. And yes, it may all be great, but if you're like me, you need to simplify it. And so this is a way that I've been able to basically simplify it, from, the research and the study and, the communities that I've been around as far as, just trading options. So get to the point, getting to the point, basically, we're in this trade. The market is opening, right? So I see this particular trade. Oh, and I forgot another thing. So your SMA lines are basically just your trend lines, to show you again, like, just the trend of a particular stock. Kind of goes in line with RSI and MACD. All of them work together. So they're all in sync once you understand how each of them work. And they're all in sync, and that's where basically you're able to train your eyes to catch, like, your entry points and your exit points. And so basically that is pretty much the indicators that are needed to start off and to keep it simple as possible, as far as, the way that I learn. So anyways, we are in this particular trade. I am in a Discord group, Martin Black Girl, and she has an amazing, well, the group has an amazing scanner. And basically, during times like this, just because the market is so volatile, uh, you just never know what's going to happen, right? Like, I think Apple should be at 150 right now, but Apple is at like 125, right? So there's just a lot of uncertainty. We don't know, like, if the market is being manipulated. I have a great, feeling that it is being manipulated. However, this is just a great way to build capital, as, we have to pivot from, I'm pivoting from investing any of my capital into shares until I can finally figure out or have some comfortability with where the market is going to end at, or kind of like end at the correction, because we're in a correction period, I feel like, right now. So this trade right here, Lemonade, was called out on the scanner. Bam. I use my indicators. What does it tell me? So what does my indicators tell me? So this is volume. So the beginning, there was people sold off on the stock. They sold, and then bam, volume says, okay, we had some buyers come in. So that's where the green bar is at, up. And then, the next couple of minutes, we had some bears come in and say, okay, we don't want this anymore. So we're going to sell it off, right? And my indicators are saying, where this particular stock is at. Since it was looks like it was oversold, so that's where the buyers came in. As you can see, this is all lined up together. And you can kind of see your MACD as well. And so this is why I feel like MACD is important, is because even though you see this large bearish candle, look at your MACD. What is your MACD saying? Saying it's still being sold off in essence, right? Because basically these are green is your buyers, red are your sellers. Green is your bullish, your bulls. Red are your bears, right? So basically, that's how a way to kind of look at those indicators. And this comes along with just study and practice, just understanding trends. within the market. And again, this is TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. We're on demand, so we're just playing it back. But I highly recommend people to use Thinkorswim just because it's a great platform to practice on. Practice, practice, practice. I highly recommend that anybody that's a beginner that wants to get into trading, trade, practice trading for at least a month to 3 months. And Thinkorswim has a great platform where it allows you to penny trade, and it gives you like monopoly money to trade with. So you can practice these trades live as the market is moving. And so that's just a tip. So anyways, this is going on, right? So this trade is happening in the morning. So I'm like, all right, cool. What are my indicators telling me? It's saying, all right, I think that day the overall market was bearish anyway. So another key point that I try to go by, or one of my rules, is like whichever way the market is going, I want my trend to go that way. Sometimes there can be some one-offs depending on the technicals that are showing, but to play it safer, um, go with the trend that the overall market is going. So here we go. I'm going to place this trade. I want to buy a few of these shares. So let's just say buy, I'm not shares, but I'm buy 20 contracts at 40 cents or $40 per contract, right? And so I'm paying $800 for this particular trade, right? My technicals look good to me, and I want to enter in, and so bam, I get in, right? So this is the point that I got in at. So I just want to mark this real quick. Is it gonna go? It's gonna mark it. This is my trading point, right? So the market's going, and then so this is 6:43 my time, Pacific time, but 9:43 Eastern time. So I think I was in that for like an hour. So bam. So as you can see, it's where I kind of got in at, and as you can see, these are the indicators that help you know what you're doing. So your SMA, like how is it writing your SMA, and basically I'll give out some more pointers of like how to set up your Thinkorswim, or you can just go to some of the websites that I provided that shows you how to basically set up your Thinkorswim so you can have your indicators set up correctly. So I think they would get out like down here, 7:15. Let's see. And so I'm going to show you why I got out of this trade. One, I got in because my MACD showed me that it was bearish, right? So I wanted to go with the trend. I think the overall market was, on the downward trend. My RSI, I really don't even look at that one again into a trade. But then look at the volume. All this volume right here is bearish volume. Bears, 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 red, 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 right? So, bam. So, one thing that I want you guys to pay attention to right now as I'm exiting the trade is look at my RSI. My RSI is saying it's oversold, right? So that's an indicator to me that, okay, it's oversold. Anything that goes down must come up. Anything that goes up must come down, right? So as you can see, bam, as this particular during that time, as my RSI is oversold, as you can see, that's when some sellers came back in, right? And so usually, sometimes you can wait this out to see how it goes. But me, I kind of just like to just go ahead and take my profits since it was on a good run for like what, like maybe like 40 minutes, which is a pretty decent trade. And that's, I try to stay in the market no longer than an hour and a half. I'm trying to get out as early as possible. So I made that trade, right? So now, or that's where, this is my exit point. I started right here, and then, basically the stock went all the way down. And so my RSI is saying, okay, this is oversold, right? So anytime I see oversold, I need to sell. Anytime that I see overbought, I need to sell. Um, and we can get into it more basically like when these lines bend up, because it can still continue to go down, right? This trend can go down. But as you can see, there, some sellers started to come in, and, you can look at this candlestick and tell that basically this trend is about to reverse. So basically, that's what I did. Went here, so that $800 now is worth $18.90. So what I want to do, I want to go ahead and sell what I just bought, and usually I just go at market because I just want to get out. And that's it. So for the day, I flipped $800 to $18.90 or $18.88, whatever that is. So pretty decent trade. And this is just a way that you can leverage trading options to build capital as the market is doing its thing right now, whatever it's doing. And we're kind of just sitting and waiting to see where exactly it's going to bottom out. So again, this is options trading. This is just some indicators, that simple key indicators that are great for beginners. Your volume, your RSI, your MACD, your SMA lines that help you determine these moves. And so, yes, this may look simple right now, but I highly encourage you to practice this, because this just didn't happen for me overnight. It was some studying, some practicing, understanding candlesticks, and understanding basically, if they're bearish or bullish candles, and understanding, volume and RSI and MACD. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, highly encourage people to trade options. If you can, you have the time to study. It's really just a great skill to have in general. It's a highly intelligent, I don't like to say bet, but it's a highly intelligent decision or trade that you're making, knowing uh, your technical analysis and some fundamentals. But right now, fundamentals are kind of out the door just because of the way that the market is right now. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be coming out with some more other videos of basically how I can provide value. But again, the resources that I've used to help me get to this point, modernblackgirl.com and Options Alpha. And that's about it. But just stick with those two. I highly encourage those. And just study as much as you can. Practice again until you're comfortable, where you're training your eye to catch these moves where you see basically your SMA lines are riding your candlesticks, and your volume, your seller volume is going up, or your buyer volume is going up. And you know it's pretty simple. With anything, it's just practice, determination, and I think you'll be fine. So God bless. I'll talk to you guys later.